Welcome to Wanderplea. The wheel of the year has turned to Beltane, a very saucy, sensuous Celtic fire festival. Or at least our modern take on it is. Earlier mentions of it seem to be more concerned with protection from evil and harm. We don't really have full or necessarily accurate accounts of these things. That's just how things seem to go with very old customs. History is messy. Humanity is very messy. We only get bits and bobs and pieces and clues. But overall, it does seem that the people long ago were performing rituals and rites at this time. Things like lighting bonfires and driving their cattle between them to protect from disease. Ashes from these fires could be used for protections for humans and livestock alike, as well as being spread over fields for protection of the crops and fertility, always fertility. Decorating with flowers for even more luck and protection, and visiting holy wells. The Celtic people divided the year into two seasons, summer and winter, light and dark. Beltane is the beginning of summer, Samhain the beginning of winter. Both of these liminal points of the year hold anxieties to ancient people that many of us in the modern world don't feel the effects of as strongly. The summer was the time when you literally had to make hay while the sun still shines. That is, you hoped that you would have good luck with your crops and your animals would do well because you needed to store food for the winter. And of course, with winter, there was the very real fear of not surviving it. So you celebrated, but within your celebrations, you performed acts for protection, fertility, good luck, and abundance. Given the liminal nature of both Beltane and Samhain, the veil between our world and the spirit world is thin. Thus, Beltane is a hot time for divination, spell casting, and spirit work. Just make sure you have your protections in place. I am looking forward to doing some Beltane astral travel and divination myself, as well as imbibing that fertility for my goals, and strengthening my protections for whatever struggles may lie ahead for me. So, Beltane and May Day have gotten a bit combined. May Day is traditionally more of a Christian affair, but it is possible that quite a few pagan bits have slipped through. I know that having been raised evangelical Christian in the States, I wasn't allowed to touch May Day. It was way too sexy and pagan flavored. Maypole? How phallic. The Fae? Absolutely not, them's demons. Dancing around bonfires? Oh, the horror. So for me, the liberated little witch that I have become, May Day was a forbidden fruit that I couldn't wait to sink my teeth into, letting its juices run down my chin while going in for another bite. May Day is a time for lovemaking, dancing, feasting, fire, flowers, and washing your face in the dew to ensure your beauty. For myself, I am happy to mix Beltane and May Day and just have the earthiest, most ecstatic time ever. My husband and I always watch Doctor Who and The Daemons on May 1st because it takes place in a traditional British village during May Day with what I think are Morris dancers and a Maypole, and there is such a wonderful witch character who is an absolute queen. We live in a flat, so no bonfires for me this year, but I can have candles, and incense makes cleansing, protective smoke. For my Maypole, I decided to make mini spell candle Maypoles for my Beltane pick-a-card reading, and I designed a Maypole spread inspired by the Maypole spread in the Seasons of the Witch Beltane Oracle. I am viewing the readings themselves as a dance around the Maypole, so I hope you can join in the dance with me. Oh, and I also like to make myself a fancy salad with lots of veggie trimmings for Beltane, because you gotta love that freshness this time of year. Speaking of freshness, the Green Man. And this is definitely a very Green Man time of year. I like to look for the Green Man when I'm out and about in nature, and I'm sure he notices. Also, keep an eye out for the Fae this time of year, and do some kindnesses for your local land spirits. Yes, it's gonna be May. Have a magical Beltane, my friends. I'll talk to you later. Bye.